Well, hello and good morning and welcome to the Bath Property Awards launch event. Many thanks for joining us today, and it's just great, isn't it just great to see Bath back thriving, particularly on a sunny day like this. The spirit soars when the sun comes out. The spirit soars certainly when you see people out in the city buying and doing business once more again. It's likewise always really good to look forward to the whole of the property scene in Bath gathering together once more at the Bath Property Awards. Today we'll be running through how the awards work, perhaps why they matter, some details of the nominating process and judging process, and some handy hints on why you might consider sponsoring. We're good to you, eh? Please do ask questions if you like, and we'll take those that we can. But before we get going, some updates and some relevant stuff for you. Quick mention of our Bath Life Business Surgeries that are open to businesses to share and showcase useful expert advice for other businesses. Please do get in touch with us if that is of interest. Next one on June 24 is with the University of Bath School of Management discussing entrepreneurship. A really, really interesting session ahead there. And timely as well, because we have our own new event, EntreConf, coming on July 1st. Entrepreneurs are central to this city. New ways of looking at the world, new business models, new services, products, jobs, new opportunities for advisors, investors, financial companies, lawyers, academic institutions, marketing agencies, and so many more. That's why we launched EntreConf, the Entrepreneurs Conference. It's running on July 1st. The future is unwritten. It's pitched at startups and especially scale-ups from whichever sector, of course, including property. More details on entreconf.com. Please do talk to our teams about getting involved from speaking to sponsoring. Yeah, that future is unwritten. One thing that's about to be written is a different part of our future, Le Grand News. The Bath Boule is back. Team tickets go on sale finally tomorrow at 2 p.m. Please, please save that time and have your credit cards at the ready. It always sells out. So there's still time to guarantee your ticket by considering the grand idea of being a little Boule sponsor. It's a grand idea in that, oh, I'm sorry about this, wait for this, it costs just £1,000. Well, please yourselves. There you go. And join in if you fancy. Support for local charities has never been more vital, and it's always been supported superbly by the property sector. Queen Square full of convivial scenes, the clinks, links and drinks of social business. We just can't wait. We likewise can't wait for the Bath Property Awards, and thanks to all who joined our 2020 Bath Property Awards and Symposium in March. Terrific and much appreciated support for those transitional awards ahead of the drum roll, the Bath Property Awards. We'll be returning in real life. Look at this is real life for the 2021 Bath Property Awards on October 22nd at Apex City of Bath Hotel. It's a Friday. It's a Friday lunchtime, with convivial business meetings which may well extend into the early evening. Friends and contacts, look at some of these familiar faces here that you maybe haven't seen in ages. Existing clients who've lived this half-life by your computer screen. New business opportunities that have been missed. Those happenstance, sliding doors moments that can't be recovered, but they can be regenerated on a day which brings together all areas of Bath property into one room. Let's all celebrate this dynamic property sector in Bath, from resi to commercial, from lettings to new builds, from civic buildings to bold reimaginings. Bath simply teems with clever property companies shaping our city's destiny. It's never been more important, and when the right people come together in one place, business happens. And by the way, however wonderful the Apex is, and of course it is finite. Laws of physics and buildings, eh? Who knew? So we're going to be really strictly limited once more, with many not able to attend. More on tickets shortly. It is so important to get the best people, the right people, the most interested people in the sector together in the room at that point. Let's hear through the wonders of Zoom, if we may, from our headline sponsor, Modus Druid. With any luck, we should be seeing Mr. Patrick Brady. Let's hope Patrick comes to the fore shortly. We'll have a couple of words with him. Modus support has been terrific for the awards since early days, and this is why we want to have a few words with them. And if we don't have a few words now, we will doubtless have a few words later. Is Patrick there? Patrick is probably tied up on some deal, some transaction, some negotiation at this very moment. It's the only reason why he isn't here. That or technology fail. Let's not dwell on that for too much longer. Instead, let's come on to the nominations process. The nominations are open as of this morning, right now, via the site, and they'll close in a good few weeks yet. They cover the period of July 20 to July 21, so it's still a few weeks open just yet. And of course, we're very cognizant of the pandemic's impact. Let's talk about the nominations. And by the way, remember to ask questions. We're just going to check. I think we've got a few questions come in already, so let me just bung those over there. Someone's saying, how do I buy tickets for me and my team? Well, the simple answer is via the site. The more complex answer is that we'll be putting tickets on sale. So I'm just losing that point. We'll be putting tickets on sale shortly, but not just yet. It'll be where we'll run a waiting list. It will be only tickets for finalists and sponsors. And we'll be talking about both elements, certainly the sponsorship side in a moment. But thanks for that question. Someone has also asked how I will find out which categories are available to sponsor. I'll come back to that one in a moment. When I talk about nominations, the nominating process works like this. A company, many of you will know this, but I'll run through it. Companies nominate yourselves in whichever categories. Any company can enter and it's completely free. These are our categories: architect, commercial agent, commercial development, commercial interior designer, consultancy, contractor, developer, employer, financial, new this year, funder, legal, lettings agent, resi sales agent, resi development, resi interior designer, rising star, suppliers and services, and transformation. Plus, there's the standout winner of winners, the overall winner on the night. And if you want any funder enlightening, I really went there, please do ask our team. Right, we know it's been tough for some businesses these past 12 months, of course. So we have a special part of the nomination form where you can explain how you've responded to the pandemic, your business, your team, and your community. Even in the toughest of times, there have been great success stories, and the property sector has been more robust than most, which is so encouraging. Our judges, of course, will know what a weird year this has been. You can't avoid it, we all know that. So they'll be looking for the smart ways you've responded. After this past 12 months, we can all do with the recognition by peers. Just imagine how good it will feel to be on the shortlist of the Bath Property Awards, have all the marketing benefits of being a finalist. Let alone imagine winning. You know what it's like seeing a competitor highlighted like this on window stickers, email footers, websites, Bath Life ads? Well, enter then. That type of badge of recognition can be very useful as a cred. Let's hear from another speaker. Well, we will hear from Patrick, I'm sure, soon, but now let's go over to one of our winners, which is Lucy Barron. She's speaking on behalf of Donald Insall Associates. Donald Insall won both the architect category and then the prized overall winner of winners at the 2020 Property Awards. Lucy, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you doing?
Yeah, very well. I was just saying I had my COVID jab yesterday, so I'm okay. I'm all right. I was dreading being in a flu state, but I'm okay.
Well, there we are, living proof in a very literal sense. Doesn't necessarily have any side effects. I've had no side effects at all. Anyway, we're not going to talk about COVID. COVID is so going out the window. We're not going to talk about that at all. Congrats again, just perhaps a little belatedly, on your double win in 2020. What did it mean to Donald Insall Associates to win those two Bath Property Awards?
I mean, a lot really. I think I explained on that. We're a national company, but we've been in Bath for 20 years now, and we all work in Bath. My kids go to Bath schools, so it's kind of recognition that all that hard work, all those late nights, working through lunch breaks, it's in some way contributes to the city that we all live in, and it's recognised as such. And I suppose also recognition that it is from your peers and who are all incredibly respected people in their fields, and being in categories with other companies who you respect just makes it even more special, really.
Yeah, and I think perhaps particularly architects, you've got this sort of responsibility because your offering is enduring. It will last decades, and so you play a massive part of the city's topography that we all look, see, work in, live in, whatever.
Absolutely, and we specialise in conservation work, historic buildings. So, but not just about preserving what's there, but about making it last for future generations and being relevant as well, making these buildings relevant as times change, so that people can still enjoy them.
So, tell us what's in store for the practice. Any new projects on the horizon?
Well, I can say we are completely run off our feet busy. It's really crazy. It's just suddenly gone mad, really, with more local work than we've had in years. I mean, our largest project is obviously Cleveland Pools, so that started on site this month, which is really exciting. So that will be busy for the next year. That will keep us very busy. But also some really interesting heritage action zone, high street, a lot of high street work, reinventing high streets, Keynsham, Midsummer Norton, Gloucester, Bath Quays North, and also groups such as National Trust are starting to raise their heads again. So some really interesting stuff now. People are getting more confident building again, which and we're certainly seeing that now.
A few observations back, I think that confidence surging through the city, whatever people's business model is, whatever their time horizons are, everyone is back in the game now, and it's just so encouraging. Cleveland Pools, we're delighted to feature that in Bath Life, and we wish you and all working on it. It's a magnificent project. All the very best. We'd love to have the pics when you go live, as it were, and it'll be a superb addition to the city.
Yeah, I say there is a live camera, so you can watch it as it happens.
Okay, honest Injun, how much time do you spend watching that live camera?
None at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Really
by the way, this is live, so I can't ask you to take that again, but let's go take two. So, Lucy, have you watched the live camera very much?
No, not at all.
Still saying no. All right. Okay, well, really good luck to you. And when you mentioned about the high street, we are intending, this is the first time I'm mentioning it publicly, we haven't fleshed this out in full, but we will be running a conference in the autumn about the future of cities. And architects are absolutely central to that, of course. We'll have other conversations about that. But for now, congratulations to you, and congratulations and thanks to all involved in 2020, our winners, sponsors, finalists, nominees, and attendees. Lucy, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Talking of our winners, please let's give a shout out to our other Bath Property Awards 2020 winners, but also to show the types of companies chosen by our judges. Donald Insall Associates, as we've heard, plus C Squared, Interaction, Arena Global Management, Ace Energy, Backhouse Housing, Halsall Construction, Goff Solicitors, The Tannery by Stonewood, Bath Kitchen Company, Reside, Tinings, Bebo, Ace Energy again, The Grapes by Pocox, and Donald Insall again. Right. Now, these companies would have nominated for good business reasons, including, of course, highlighting their teams. So many of you have told us in our Bath Life business clubs and business surgeries, and in dozens and upon dozens of our conversations in Bath Life, how proud you are of your teams and how they have responded in that baleful year. It's getting into the past tense that year, rightly so. So do consider nominating for your teams. Find good things to praise, and there'll be legions of them, and acknowledge their contribution. Whatever the reason, please do nominate. Anyone can win. Familiar faces, new entrants, companies wholly unfamiliar, former winners, never entered, anyone. There's one question we've had, can you nominate as well as sponsor? Absolutely so. It is, our judges will be looking coldly, dispassionately, and wholly objectively at anyone. They're not focused on whether a company has won before, or a sponsor, or if new to the city, or if they're a national business. It's all about what they've done in that 12-month period in the city of Bath, or from the city of Bath. If they're a company who are based here, such as architectural practices particularly, who do work elsewhere. Anyone can enter, anyone can win. In terms of what our judges are looking for, evidence of excellence in response to the pandemic, 35% of their weighting will go to that. Quality of nomination, how much sort of care, attention has been brought to bear? 25%. Distinctiveness of the offering, 15%. A civic, charity, ecological, 15%. And testimonials, 10%. Testimonials matter, but they're not the be-all and end-all, but please do include your testimonials from key clients. Marshal your case, present your arguments, and really, really good luck. And then it's up to the judges. Every year we select a fresh cohort of judges drawn from all areas of the Bath property scene. Some will know, some we simply don't, and all are wholly independent. These aren't Media Clash or Bath Life deciding these at all. It's our judges. The probity of the awards absolutely vest in our judges. Their task is pretty simple in outline. They and they alone choose the winners, but it's infinitely harder in detail. They read the finalist nominations, your nominations. They meet to discuss and debate and recuse themselves as there's any conflict of interest, and make their case and listen to each other carefully and vote and re-vote and navigate through split votes and make fresh points and recheck their nominations. And eventually pick the winners. The purple smoke or white smoke, whatever it is, goes up. It's definitely a thorough process, and we do believe it's a very, very fair one as well. Our judges take their responsibilities very seriously, rightly so. Thank you to our judges over the years, and we'll be unveiling our judges for the Bath Property Awards 2021 in short due course. So why do these awards matter? So we've talked about the event, we've talked about the categories, nominating process, and the judges. So what else? Well, it's a truth that we at least hold self-evident that winning a Bath Property Award is good for you, good for your teams, and good for your business, especially after this year. The winners gain a variety of marketing benefits, from physical and digital marketing assets to coverage in Bath Life. And talking of Bath Life, you can probably guess what I'm going to say now. Here's a word or two about a magazine we are very, very proud to publish. Here's Bath Life.
Every fortnight, Bath Life celebrates the very best of Bath. From our bold, intriguing, attention-gaining covers to our carefully crafted content, we love promoting our incredible city. Property has been at the heart of what we do since launch in 2002. It unites so many companies. Everyone wants to know what's happening in Bath property, whether residential or commercial, and we love our role as chronicler of your sector. We also love bringing people together at our events. Our business clubs will be back at the Royal Crescent, live interviews and singular occasions. Our Bath Life Awards are returning to the Assembly Rooms, this time in September on the 9th. And these Bath Property Awards will be happening again in real life on October the 22nd. Thank you for your support. Here's to a good year for us all.
Thank you very much to Bath Life. And by the way, Patrick sends his apologies from Motor Strutt's point of view. He is tied in one of those meetings. As Lucy said, things have exponentially changed these last few weeks, and many companies are so busy now, which is just terrific. Talking further about the awards, we think there's a deeper point here. This pandemic has forced us all to think hard about why we do what we do. Profitability and traditional metrics of success absolutely still matter, of course, essential. But there are different additional values now, different ways of appreciating what we do precisely because all of us have not been able to do it as before. So please do ponder the value to you, to your colleagues, of colleagues choosing your business objectively, fairly, and in a highly considered way. Deciding a winner that you are a winner would mean so much after this year of years. So please do enter. And also think about perhaps the emotional heft of this time when considering sponsoring as well. This is a time to come together, a time to stand up for property in the city. Talking of sponsors, I hope we are going to be joined by Dan Smith now. Let's bring forward Dan, sponsor SWBF, Southwest Business Finance. And I'm hoping that Dan will come to the fore in a moment. He was here earlier, and there he is. Good morning, Dan.
Morning, everyone.
Are you well?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, managed to avoid any viruses, which is always a blessing.
Yeah, we define being well by the absence of badness. No, being well is great. It's great on a sunny day when businesses are really picking up for everyone, which is lovely. But tell us, what's the last year been like for SWBF?
Yeah, it's been a tricky time, really. I'd say when it first started last March, predominantly what we do is property finance to a lot of our clients' mothballed projects. So, yeah, those first few months were difficult to navigate. It was more being on the phone, just trying to let people know what was available and when that would be available. probably back end of the year, say August, September, things started to pick up again. And then since the start of this year, I'd say it's gone a bit mental, and we're probably in excess of pre-pandemic levels of inquiries and requests. So yeah, everyone's back in the office and fully firing.
Which is terrific, and presumably during the trickier times, so much of all sides of the negotiations and discussions was based on goodwill. That everyone has a sort of vested interest in helping others through that process. Is that how in practice it worked for you? Yeah,
collaborating is a huge part of it. I think from the developers' point of view, I think people were not sure whether they had to shut up their projects or not, and some did for the right reasons, some continued. Supply chains were difficult, all those sorts of things. So yeah, everyone's had to go through it and come out of it the other end by collaborating and just communicating more, really.
Yeah, I suspect we've all learned more about ourselves. We've also learned more about each other, and none of us would have wished it, but we have had that insight, I guess, into the strength of our reputations, our business relationships, and so on. And your business, so much of what you do is based on trust and understanding, and that's ever more important in these times.
For sure, communication is key from all parties. So
if you're having you didn't use the word boom, but I'm going to. If you're having a bit of a boom year, how do you see the year ahead? Do you see it sort of going at the same tearing lick as currently?
Oh, that's a tricky question. I think the quick answer to that is yes at the moment. The amount of projects for new build developments is still increasing. There's still a huge amount of land banks out there that are to be built. There's still a lot of projects that are in the pipeline. So I can't see that changing massively. I mean, we'll have agents and that on the call that will probably tell you a better picture of that because they're in it. But yeah, the new build market seems to be really strong at the moment. So I think make hay while the sun shines, as they say.
Yeah, indeed so. Well, good luck to you, Dan, and to SWBF. Thank you for sponsoring awards. And yeah, we absolutely look forward to seeing you and all others in real life very soon.
Yeah, we're looking forward to for the same reasons.
Yes. Thanks a lot. So we're going to come on to a couple of points about sponsoring, but we've had a question which, sadly, it's from an anonymous person who's asked, I'm aware you run the Bath Life Awards. Oh, that's good. But can you sponsor both the Bath Property Awards and Bath Life Awards? Short answer, too bloody right you can. We're very keen to keep the awards separate to this extent, because the Bath Life Awards celebrates the whole of the city, every single aspect of it. The Bath Property Awards has that narrow but deep is the whole of the property sector, which is actually a pretty big sector, of course, in its own right. There will be companies who wish to sponsor both. There's a financial incentive to encourage people to do that. We're happy to talk about that. But yes, you can sponsor both. Here's why you might consider sponsoring. It's effective and efficient. You reach hundreds of Bath businesses and thousands of Bathonians, if you're particularly on the residential side, but hundreds of those businesses with one deal in close association with the city's leading media brand, Bath Life. You'll be in great company with our terrific roster of sponsors. You'll have high impact prominence on the day, programme, on screen, on stage. You'll be standing up as a proud Bath property business. And this year of all years, to be supporting Bath property businesses while building your own business pipeline and booming, as Dan was just saying, seems like a pretty interesting combination, quite possibly even compelling. Our current roster of sponsors features our headline sponsor, Mojus Druitt, and then our category sponsors, Allied Hire Services, APS, Hawker Joinery, L&C Mortgages, Spaces, SWBF, Bath Life, and our winner of winners sponsor, Cursfield, and also our first feature sponsor, Triangle Networks. And after this lost year, there's much desire to rebuild the pipeline to connect again with the best contacts to build business. So please do consider that. It's, we think, highly effective and efficient way of reaching the whole sector. And yes, one deal, and you have multiple months, 5, 6, 7 months, because there's post-marketing as well, very high profile marketing, editorially and commercially in Bath Life, through our database of thousands of companies, massive pushes on Twitter, LinkedIn, and every single place we can, we promote strongly, and of course, at the event itself. It all culminates on that day, the highest prominence throughout, including, of course, that best seats table of 10. Several categories are under discussion right now, and as we all know, business starts with a conversation. We look forward to picking up with you. Last up, just as a reminder of dates and one point about tickets, the awards will be returning in real life to Apex City of Bath Hotel on October 22nd. Our world will be wholly familiar then. We'll be yomping around in the next normal as the uncoiled spring, as the economists say, and was said at our Bath Property Symposium, uncoiled spring of the recovery propels us all forwards. The forecasts and economic indicators right now are some measure ahead of what was expected just a few weeks ago. There's a lot of encouragement out there, which is really, really pleasing. It'll be time for us all to have the opportunity to come together once more in celebration of the very best Bath property at the Bath Property Awards. October 22, 2021. Please save the date. Tickets, we have had a couple of questions on this. They will be available, as mentioned briefly, only for sponsors and finalists. For now, please do add your names to the waiting list, which will be on the site, and we'll do our best to include as many as we can. We're juggling. If you have any questions or want to get involved, please email us, events@MediaClash, or speak with our sales teams. Thank you for watching today. Thank you to Patrick in absentia, but particularly thank you to Mojers Druitt, our headline sponsor, to Dan at SWBF, Lucy Donald Insall Associates. Thank you for connecting with the awards and for contributing to them. Thank you, of course, also for your support for Bath Life. This has been a Media Clash production, and this has been the special launch event for the Bath Property Awards. Bath together, always. Thank you.